There comes a time when every path is marked by a crossover. When each step you take feels like a question without answer. When God's promises seem dry like sand in sun, held in silence and solitude, only to leave you standing in spaces where the shadows linger. When every dream is disguised as a wilderness, a place where purpose feels distant from destiny. When God's presence feels more like Sahara deserts than lying in green pastures. Yet, in the sacred stillness, sovereignty begins to stir. And suddenly, the landscapes of your perspective begins to shift. It's this moment you realize that you were never lost. You were only in transition. You realize the chaos was calculated for calling, to cling to courage, for testimonies, to travel terrains tested by trust and trembling, wading through wanders, watering towards wonder. This is where faith is forged, where purpose finally finds its path. Consider Moses. I wonder how he felt standing at the Red Sea, seeing his ankles surrounded by the tremor of the tide in front of him. Yet when his faith failed high, like the hands clutching his staff, and when he saw those waves turn into walls, he encountered a God who didn't just part the waters, but parted his doubts, encountered a God who can open the impossible. See, it's possible that some doors won't open for you until your faith meets a flood. When your drowning appears like an easier alternative than facing the storm, consider Joseph. Thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, cast into prison, every detour distancing him from his dreams. But what others meant for harm, God meant for good. See, the pit became preparation, the prison became purpose, palace became promise. Sometimes crossovers are carved in silence, where God etches victory into what feels like defeat. Sometimes crossovers won't feel like a sunrise. Sometimes they will feel disorganized like stars in the sky, small and scattered, yet still bright enough to guide you through the darkest night. Sometimes crossovers will feel like a weight sinking beneath your feet. It will feel like falling, but it was only an anchor that kept you grounded. Sometimes crossovers will feel like broken pieces, yet every fragment is a prism refracting light into a spectrum of new possibilities. See, crossovers aren't the end, they are only the beginning. For you serve a God who doesn't waste anything. He just wants you to feel his wonder in the wilderness, to see his power in the process, to trust his hand in the transition. So when you cross over, you'll find not just a new season, but a deeper revelation of the one who crossed over first. The one who got over the cross. The one who took on the ultimate crossover so we don't have to take the harder ways. See, there comes a time when every path is marked by a crossover, when each step you take leads to answers waiting in the journey, when God's promises shine bright, brilliant in their timing, calling you from silence into sacred spaces of purpose, spaces where shadows give way to a new dawn. In the wilderness becomes the inception of wonder. See, crossovers were never meant to be the end. They are simply only the beginning.